review of the Audi RS3, and I kind of want to give you some thoughts about it. To me, this is probably the best bang for your buck car you can get. It's all-wheel drive, 5-cylinder turbo, over 400 horsepower, really fast shifting automatic transmission. It's a 4-door car, and it looks very mature, I would call it, and the interior is super nice. So some cars that I'd considered were, for example, the Acura TLX, which is also a 4-door all-wheel drive sports car. I've test driven an M340i. I used to really like BMWs as well, but I just wasn't really that impressed with the M340i. Maybe it was just the interior and just the styling of the car. I even considered a Type R or an Acura Type S, but they just seemed like too boyish. No offense to the younger generation, but for me, I wanted something that was kind of classy. So to me, this is kind of like the modern day Evo 9. I've got a couple friends who have Evos or had Evos, and to me, this is going to be like a classic car, like a car that just never goes out of style. Here's the interior. Just super classy. Apple CarPlay, dual climate control, mechanical seats, which I actually like. I just like the simplicity of the seats. An actual shifter, unlike the other model, or I guess the newer model 8Y RS3. And yeah, just the simplicity. I mean, you can look at the steering wheel, flat bottom steering wheel, digital dash, backup camera. Obviously, I have no idea why it's still showing the backup camera even though I'm in park. But I mean, it's got a sunroof, and for those who are wondering if you can fit a baby seat in the back, you can, but you do have to move this up. So you can definitely fit a baby seat back here, no problem. And you even have vents and a charger for the kids. So it's got carbon trim here. This RS3 lights up. You even got the Audi Sport right there. The wheels are super sick. Mine are all messed up, but just the design is really nice. So right now it's in dynamic. All I have is unitronic mid pipes. And like an aftermarket air filter. And yeah, I mean, this thing is like super fun to drive. If I'm kind of making this video for that person on YouTube who's looking up RS3s and they're like, yeah, I'm looking for a really fun sports car. I have kids. I don't want to do a lot to it, but with a tune, an intake, and a downpipe, you're probably making 450 wheel horsepower, no problem, and your wife can drive it. And that was the goal with this car. It was hey, like, I don't want to buy a manual car because my wife doesn't drive a manual, so and she's not willing or interested in learning, and that's not a problem. So I was like, I need to buy a car that she can also drive in the case that her car's in the shop or whatever. So the funny thing about this car too is that it reminds me a lot of the vents in the 737. So you even feel like you're in a jet. Like you have a digital screen, and then you have these round vents that I think are a really cool design. Like I said, you've got carbon fiber here, small bits. The red stitching, you know, the red seat belt. Let me see if I can demonstrate CarPlay real quick, because I think it'll be beneficial to somebody out there. So another thing too is the B&O sound system. I mean, you even have a little bit of ambient lighting here, but this sound system is one of the best sound systems that... Oh shoot, we need gas. So I've kind of listed off the pros of just how practical this car is. It's smooth, has really nice suspension. There's not a lot of road noise compared to other cars that I've driven. Even my wife's Acura RDX. It's number one, it's an Acura, and it's an SUV, like a medium-sized SUV, and you hear more road noise in that car than you do in this one. But that's a Honda, and this is an Audi, so... So I only have maybe one or two complaints, and they're not really things that you find out after the fact. They're things that you already know when you buy the car. And those things are the size. Obviously, it would be amazing if they made an RS5 with this 5-cylinder Daza engine, because it's enough power. It'd be 450 horsepower, but in an RS5, that's a hatchback or a sportback, and it would maybe have a little bit more room, maybe a little bit wider seats, just a wider and longer footprint. Like this car to me is like the size of, well, I guess we could compare it to like a Jetta or a Honda Civic, and then like an RS5 might be like the size of like a new Accord or like a Passat, you know, where it's just a bigger car, and so you have a little bit more room. The other con, I suppose, you also already know that you're getting into it, is when you buy a German car, just the cost of parts. Maybe it's just inflation, maybe it's just the time that we live in, but things are very expensive for these cars. Like at a minimum, like a quality intake is $1,000, a quality downpipe is at least $1,500. To tune it, it's like $16,000 or $1,600 to $2,000. And I just remember when I used to have the 335i, it used to be a lot cheaper to tune. I mean, I remember like a dyno, like a custom dyno tune used to be like $500, and you would take it to a shop and they would dyno tune it, and that was it. Now it's just really expensive. So you know, with maybe some suspension upgrades and a couple other things, you know, you're probably talking like $4,000 or $5,000. An exhaust alone is probably like in the $2,000 range. The mid pipes were about $400. So to get a full-blown aftermarket exhaust, you're talking like $3,000 at a minimum. And then the intake, and then luckily there's not much else that you need to do unless you're gonna upgrade the turbo. Yeah, there are a couple more things that I want to do to it. I really want to do like I want to lower it. I want to do wheels, and I want to do like a body, like a lip kit, like a front lip, side skirts, and then the rear bumper lip, just because I want it to be unique. And then I also want to black out. It's half of the roof is already blacked out because it's a panoramic sunroof, but I also want to do the other part. So and then maybe even do like a little bit of a window tint just to kind of make it look a little bit darker, but maybe only like 70 or 80% window tint. So anyways, should I buy an RS3 in 2025? Absolutely yes. The prices are coming down. These used to be cars that most people couldn't afford because they were in the $65,000 range, and it's like, I don't know, that's a lot of money. So so most people would elect to go to cheaper cars like WRXs and STIs and Evos and Mazda Speeds, and let's see, what other cars? 335i's, 135i's, Nissans, 350Z's. What else? All the cars that are used and are performance cars, GTIs or S3s. You know, those are all you know, maybe a Golf R. Those are a lot cheaper than what the RS3 was. You know, especially when it came out in 2018, 2019, 2020. You know, these were brand new cars, but now they're a little bit older. Now this is a 2020 with 20. I bought it with 19,000 miles, but I still got a really good deal on it. So to me, this is like a good medium between, especially if you're looking at really expensive cars like M3s or M4s. You can buy one of these for $30,000, like $30,000 cheaper, you know, and you know, with a couple $1,000s worth of mods, have just as fun of a car. It's better. This car is more unique because it's a 5-cylinder, and just no other car sounds like it. It's like a baby R8. I mean, look at the commercial for when the RS3 came out. It was a baby R8 giving birth to an RS3.